Well, Istanbul is definitely a city that knows how to do derbies.
Hello,
The atmosphere is intense, boisterous, laden with a healthy dose of bravado. This, after all, is one of Turkey's headline games, Besiktas versus Galatasaray. A genuine red-letter day in the Turkish game, and a match that has always traditionally delivered. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. It is, of course, a massive game, and indeed a very special experience for all who can be here.
Listen, Peter, games involving either of these sides are always a spectacle. It's astonishing sometimes the lengths the fans will go to in creating atmospheres like this. It's a sign of...
Goes for a shot! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome.
Foden is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity. Frank Rijkaard's presence here in the middle will be massive, Peter. He's so physically dominant, such a destroyer.
But he does have a certain X-factor as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, and that's the side of his game that makes him so special, that ability to play on the front foot, triggering counter-attacks, quickening the tempo, and even carrying the ball forward, you know, if required.
Which has come to be expected from players in that position now, but at the time, of course, it was revolutionary.
Absolutely was.
Gullit. Pele, and it's made its way to him. Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
Yamal! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Ambitious ball here. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Besiktas clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Messi. Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. He could be in here. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Besiktas, so far, providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper. Cafu is one whose deliveries we all know about. Pele. And he's in on goal! He's had a shot! He's done very well to get to that.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Besiktas with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And he's there to clear it. Cafu. And here's Zola. And it's Del Piero. Gullit can be a real threat inside the box. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Now it's Ribery.
Galatasaray clearly are trying to establish themselves as a team that likes to retain the ball, Peter.
And it's a good watch, Jim, isn't it?
Well, it is, and it's always a pleasure for me to see a team move the ball in silky fashion like this. But you know what's coming next, Peter. It has to be with a mean cutting edge.
Rummenigge. Header! Goal! Besiktas! Besiktas take the lead. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Besiktas are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Besiktas have taken the lead.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Looking for options for movement. Rummenigge unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Well, nicely intercepted. And that is as far as they're going to go. Rijkaard is always scanning the pitch for targets. That'll be a throw-in. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. And he's gone long. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Now it's Pelé. And Messi! Oh, super goal! About as smooth as it gets. Again, in 8. And we hit half-time. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Besiktas clearly have plenty of cause to be happy, Peter, but they'll need to resist the temptation to just sit on the lead second half. The opposition will be doing their utmost to try and get back into this, so they have to be alert.
Well, it has been confrontational, combative, competitive, everything you'd expect from Derby Day. Besiktas in control at half-time, 2-0.
Substitution for Galatasaray, number 14, Tunjay Shani.
And that's the start of another 45 minutes.
Number 18, Matthias Cunha.
Lahm. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Yamal. Now it's Matthias Cunha. Spread out to the left. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. And this is Ribery. A potential goal of the season contender, if only.
Foden just backs himself every time. Give him a challenge and he'll rise to it.
Rijkaard! And a terrific save from the keeper.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? Solar gets through on his... tries a shot! And that would have been some goal.
Zola can really show some outlandish skills, which is always welcome and obviously refreshing.
Cafu promptly onto that, and that is that. Pull it. So 2-0 the scoreline early after half-time. Knocks it into space. And a chance! Yes! Up by 3. They have their boot on the throats of their foes. Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
Yeah, great movement and great use of space to get on the end of the pass, and that pretty much did it.
And he's done it again. He's got his second. Oh, smashing header. They've scored! And there's your hat-trick hero. He is simply indefatigable. It was wonderfully efficient.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
And that means just one thing, match ball.
Well, he's been on a crusade, and his first goal seemed to just whet the appetite.
It's become a case of men against boys.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Galatasaray have their second corner now. Right card!
Substitution for Galatasaray.
So,
Number
third corner of the
23,
game.
Ribery. Number 6,
Messi!
Yamal.
Keeper always had the measure of that.
Coming on the field, number 8.
Messi, very much a man of
Number
this moment.
15,
He's
Messi.
away!
Number
He's through and all
19,
along! Messi!
Substitution.
Besiktas still have the cards to affect this game. Serginho aims beyond the defence. Hullet. That has been slung wide. Lovely bit of skill. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Lam cannot be beaten that easily. Well, that looks a decent ball. Messi gets into some space. Van der Sar breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. That has not gone well. Played out to the right. And that pass just didn't quite work. Cafu plays it all the way forward. Well, that is one way to stop him. That looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Alexander-Arnold is behind this one. This then an ideal chance to cut the deficit. Neymar! Oh, it's a beauty! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! That was beautiful. Something close to genius.
Well, he made it look effortless. Clearly a training ground perfectionist.
They're still trying to make a game of this. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. That has ended up in no man's land. And it's Del Piero. Hullet. And that's a foul. A simple decision for the referee. And that's going to be a booking. Just wouldn't stay down for him.
Well, that was just asking too much of himself from there.
Oh, he's been caught napping. Big chance, must be, shoots! Oh, the ball's in for the pieces. It's in. It could be a lifeline. Two more needed. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Look, that's one of the first things you learn, whether you're a striker or not. Just anticipate a goalkeeping parry or spillage, and sometimes you'll get lucky, it'll come your way.
So is this the start of a comeback?
Well, it's been a...
And the shot! Oh, special! That is a special goal! A finish of true class! And he stuck it away as if laser-guided.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
Besiktas grab a... goes for the shot! Oh, that is rather wayward. And that's gone route one. Messi. And Del Piero.
6 added minutes has
Right
been
card,
indicated.
powering forward here. Can he get on the end of this? Looking to play him in. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Oh, that was vital. Lam. Oh, such a clever touch. Takes a shot! It's a goal! Comfort, yet more comfort, easing away. And wow, he has given that a right old hit.
That is simply tremendous. I mean, how easy would it have been to get across it or overhit it? Perfection.
Besiktas are having a ball here. Well, they're looking... And that is as far as it goes. Besiktas, just a thrill to witness here. Quick, slick, and such fun. You really would fear for anyone playing up against them right now. Pele, very much the hat-trick hero. What an extraordinary game he had.
And now I'd like to take
The
a
end of
quick
the
moment
game.
of your time to
Reflections.
thank you all for your
That is a
support
superb
today.
win. This is one of those games.
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. There's the whistle.
Here's a guy that qualifies as one of the best defensive midfielders to ever play the game.
Patrick Vieira, the pillar of strength.
Yeah, aggression.
Pele! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Knocks it out wide. Lovely bit of skill. Engages and forces him off the ball. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Can he get it through? Oh, played through for the wide man. Shot a goal! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
That's very, very good.
Chance! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
Besiktas really can be very happy with the way they're going about things, Peter. They'll want to capitalise on this good spell, though.
Vieira. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Pass somewhat off target. And it's Hullet. Looking to play him in. Well, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Now it's Pato. Now it's Messi. And this is Pato. Just eases him off the ball. Cafu. Besiktas are applying all the early pressure.
Yeah, it's a good start, Peter, and they look hungry for goals, and they'll be aware of having to capitalise in such a good spell.
Lahm, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. And this is Roberto Baggio. Tries to pass it through. And the shot! Goal! Barcelona! Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
Barcelona have broken through. It's 1-0.
Well, I think the next 5 to 10 minutes will call for real focus as the opposition will inevitably react.
Tries to play it through. Solar. Rummenigge. And he was alert to it. Ferdinand gets it clear. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Vieira. Now it's Roberto Baggio. And there's his chance to lead the counter. And this is Roberto Baggio, and he's running through.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
No, that's been intercepted. It's a pretty loose pass. He's got away. And a chance! Oh, taken with style. They're level in a trice.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
A horrible blip, a situation utterly avoidable that has resulted in considerable embarrassment.
Yeah, they were made to pay for not moving the ball smartly enough through a very strong pressing wave.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop, just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
Pull it. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Barcelona trying to orchestrate a breakaway here by the looks of it.
Well, I would say that this is probably the easiest way to play the game, because you try and absorb in numbers defensively, and then you look to hit it with a long ball quickly on the counter-attack to get your men in behind the opposition defence.
Just looking for that one. And Del Piero! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Yeah, he's fouled him there. Well, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. Great chance here from position A1.
This is the sort of thing he craves, a chance to make a telling impact.
Del Piero! Wonderful from Del Piero! About as smooth as it gets. And the game is well and truly turned on its head. Well, that was wonderful in every regard. Vision, concept, and considerable accuracy.
Well, he made it look effortless, clearly a training ground perfectionist.
Besiktas take the lead.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Vieira can so cleverly bypass the press. Well read, and the danger is averted.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Messi. Looking for options for movement. Picked out brilliantly. So great chance! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. And the first half is done. Oh, what a comeback. Certainly I didn't see that coming, nor I think did many in this crowd. The midway point of the game.
Well, Peter, I'm just thinking of the best way to describe that. Frantic, frenzied. It was unmissable and it was irresistible. Forget about the analysis on this one, just enjoy it.
Besiktas head into the half-time break with a narrow lead, 2-1. And that's the start of another 45 minutes. Lahm calmly anticipates. Seedorf. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Roberto Baggio! They want to be quick to recover this. Lahm. Out to the left it goes. That is ended up in no man's land. And it's Seedorf. It's played through for him. Gullit with the clearance. Oh, well played, well played. Not the most accurate pass. Driving forward. Pato. There's no flag. Del Piero, given the lift of his goal. He's through, now is he in? And Messi! It is a fantastic goal! A finish right from the top draw! What remarkable powers of recovery!
Yeah, and it's very much deserved in the circumstances. In these games, it's so tempting to maybe get a little sorry for yourselves, but there's none of that.
And that is stunning, just too hot to handle.
Yeah, you just don't save those, Peter. Too much power on, and the manager's absolutely loving this.
This is quite a battle.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
He's had a fair tumble under that. Chance for a shot! Oh, split-second reaction.
Del Piero is offering a wry smile there.
And here's Messi. Oh, well cut out. No margin for error there at all. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Now that's well seen too. Rummenigge is offering some sort of an apology there.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Roberto Baggio. Baggio goes steaming forward, and he welcomes it in. Pato gets through and shoots! Goal! Barcelona! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward!
Yeah, and he did well not to stray offside there as well, Peter. He just seemed to instinctively know when the ball was going to be delivered, and he got it right.
Substitution.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. Barcelona get themselves into the lead.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and maintain it.
Pele could try cutting inside here. That is lovely. Now this could be a chance. Zola is someone with real dynamite in his boots. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. He won't be happy with that one. Romario.
Barcelona clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence.
Barcelona finding their passes. Del Piero. Now, what about a counter-attack? Cafu. Now it's Pele. Del Piero. Can he finish? It's in! Once more they've done it! They just will not lie down!
I could watch this every week, Peter. Talk about strength of character. Wonderful.
And that was as close to certain as can be.
Yeah, it's simply tragic defending when a renowned finisher is ignored. It's how he built his reputation.
So all square, and not for the first time.
Well, needless to say, Peter, they're eager to get going, but you have to wonder how much...
He's having a shot! Goal! Barcelona! Into the lead once more. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
You have to credit the desire we've just seen here.
That could spell trouble.
Barcelona nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
Messi.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
Platini is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Oh, that was vital. Bullet. Added time going up here, it's 3 minutes. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And it's Messi. Bergomi. And that's it. Besiktas illustrating perfectly the fickle nature of football. Everything looked so good for them to start with, but as we have seen so many times, Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing.
I'm Peter Drury, and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Glad to be here, Peter, and I'm ready to rumble.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon.
Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already.
Now, Franco Baresi, still to this day, the ultimate benchmark for anyone of a defensive mindset, Jim.
Well, I'd be hard-pressed to name anybody who got close when it comes to reading the game as well as him. He leads by example, always timing his challenges to perfection and knowing instinctively when to bring the ball out of defence. It's almost like having a defender and a playmaker combined.
Oh, that was no routine save.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Besiktas with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually.
Del Piero with the short one. Del Piero.
I think that's offside. Yes, it is.
Neymar.
Neymar in acres of space out wide.
And that could set him on his way.
Good ball, good take.
Been there, done that.
Chance! And it's been given away. In he goes again! Goal!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
So, a breakthrough already.
Well, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Aimed beyond the defence. Great chance! It's in! They're level in a trice!
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
Piercing, and with pinpoint accuracy, he forces it through.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
Fiore. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Well, that's down to...
There's the shot! In he goes again! Goal! Besiktas! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Look, that's one of the first things you learn, whether you're a striker or not. Just anticipate a goalkeeping parry or spillage, and sometimes you'll get lucky. It'll come your way.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage.
Can he finish? He scored! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments.
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
As simple as you like, the outcome utterly inevitable.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
So all square, and not for the first time.
Well, there's resilience for you, Peter. As a side, they never lost focus despite the setback, and this is thoroughly merited for me. Now they can go one better, possibly.
He has found a way through. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. Albert Ferrer does well to get it back. Fiore. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And the pass is intercepted. Well, that is not the... Real chance! In for the pieces! Goal! Torino! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Yeah, his instinct told him that the keeper would struggle to cope with that, so top marks for him following up. I think it's really sharp play, it was well read, and he was a little quicker than everybody else.
Torino go into the lead.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Now it's Yamal. Del Piero has an approach to the game which is pretty much shoot on sight. Pelé ploughing, takes a shot! And that has been clubbed away. And it's Del Piero. Bullet. Oh, that's delightful. Steaming on goalwards.
No foul, says the referee.
That's beautifully weighted. Muscular approach does pay off here. Oh, can he get onto this? He's found a way past. And it's made its way to him.
And he's on his way.
Has a shot! Sensational from David Villa! About as smooth as it gets. And the whistle goes for half-time.
Ricordiamo a tutti i tifosi di usare gli appositi cestini per la raccolta differenziata. Grazie.
Here we go again then.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see...
He's gone for goal! And that is doing no harm at all.
Well, that always looked a little ambitious for me, but still, at least he had the confidence to take it on.
Pele. Fiore. Yamal. Looking for the run.
Played into space out wide. Oh, sweet feet.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Pele.
And it's Del Piero.
Now that looks a decent ball. Zola gets into a good position. Can he get it through? Decent chance!
Gianfranco Zola! Sheer football poetry!
A finish of true class!
The second half sparks straight into life.
He's having a go!
Besiktas have certainly changed the dynamic, but I'm not quite sure whether we're going to get patience or impatience now.
They're back in possession and ready to go again. Messi. Showing good feet. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy.
Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area.
And the referee has shown him a yellow card.
Well, not the best way to deal with it, but the old threat of pace clearly made him feel a tad uncomfortable.
So who is the target now? He's having a look at what's available.
That is some save from De Gea.
Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Del Piero.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
This is a really front-footed approach.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
And that is a little undercooked. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. David Villa showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Ball's played through, expertly cut out, really nicely done. Neymar goes short. And now a sudden chance to counter. No, that's been intercepted. Albert Ferrer. Now Fiore.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Great ball, shooting chance! Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. That's a little off target. Now, can they get him away? Pull it. It's not an especially good pass, that. Pele. Tries to play it through. And the shot!
And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
It's their second corner of the game. Neymar plays it short. Besiktas have the chance to go the other way. Pele will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Spread out to the left. And that's gone loose.
Besiktas really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
The ball is loose and the chase is on. Now this could be a chance. It's Neymar! Oh, the ball's run loose here.
Sostituzione per il Torino. Numero 18. Numero 10.
Albert Ferrer. David Villa is in a really good position out wide. Oh, what a climb! Oh, surely that deserved a better outcome.
Yeah, that was really sharp. That kind of delivery can play havoc with defences.
Doué.
Il numero 24.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? Shot a goal! Doué is the guilty party there. Out to the left it goes.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind.
Doué! They want to be quick to recover this.
Well, it's probably safe to say now, Peter, that it's going to be all about game management from here.
Messi, and it's Albert Ferrer. Hit into the middle. Besiktas are looking to break at pace. Ricky Puig can see things others simply cannot. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside.
Oh, really well played.
Doué. Not the most accurate pass. And Messi! He's in space and looking for options. Oh, super ball! And he's had a hit! Oh, that is very close.
That's a great effort. There was very little backlift to indicate what was coming.
Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Well, what a game. Unpredictable to the very end, momentum shifting.